I'm Troy Kirby with a quick look at the 2022 Washington State Legislative Session. The Senate Early Learning and K-12 Education Committee heard public testimony on House Bill 1974, which would move State Board of Education and Education Service District elections to the Washington State School Directors Association. The bill passed the House 95-1, and if it passes the Senate, would go on to the governor's office for an opportunity to be signed into law.
It's a fairly simple bill. The elections are going to be done by, if the bill passes, elections will be done by WASDA rather than OSPI. As some members on this board that have been school board members have used the WASDA election process. It's there. It works well. I've used it, probably 25 times or more, and so it's fairly simple. WASDA keeps a list of all the school board members in the state, and so if there's any changes, they're right on top of it. I think the OSPI system I've used maybe 3 or 4 times in the 9 years I was a school board member, and it's a little more, nothing wrong with OSPI or anything, a little more clunky because I guess maybe I'm used to the WASDA system.
I guess I'm in a unique situation with this particular measure because I went through the process to get elected to my ESD board many years ago, and then I was also elected on the school board, so I'm familiar with the WASDA process. Do you know, did you get a chance to consult OSPI, and are they kind of eager to shed this responsibility? Because it actually worked pretty well.
Senator Hawkins, on the first question, I did speak to OSPI. They are willing and want to move this election process over to WASDA. They have seen the WASDA process, and so they're thinking that's not going to be a problem for them to move it over, and they were eager to do it.
WASDA already has a process in place for running a secure statewide election that we use where every school director in the state has an opportunity to vote for the WASDA officers. That election is overseen by a committee elected by school directors with a member from each region of the state on the nominating committee. So ultimate citizen oversight, school director oversight of that election process.
The person who currently administers those elections for our agency happens to be an immediate teammate of mine. So she has explained and described the process to me. And my understanding is it's not so much that the process itself would change, but that WASDA will be better able to engage members in that voting process.
I don't necessarily want WASDA's influence on the outcome of the elections. I appreciate WASDA's ability to handle the elections, but
the ballots that we're talking about is for several years. We use an electronic balloting software that is auditable. Results are available as public record. So basically, we can put in the names and email addresses of all school board members in the state. We can group them, and WASDA doesn't send the email out. The system sends a secure email with a unique vote one time password.
One of the issues, Tim, is obviously if the membership in WASDA was optional, I wouldn't have any issue with WASDA saying that they represent all 295 districts. All 295 districts are obligated to participate in your association, but some of your positions as an association over recent years, the last few in particular, do not represent a lot of the districts in my district. And that's my concern. And they have no choice but to participate.
Just like the legislature has a democratic process, and the bills that pass out of a legislature don't necessarily represent the desires or the positions of all citizens in Washington, there's a democratic process. And WASDA has the same one whereby all members, all school boards in the state have an opportunity to vote. And ultimately what their voice is becomes the position.
Thank you for watching the 2022 Washington State Legislative Session.